Mickey, welcome. Look at
Uh,
you looking so beautiful and very autumny today.
oh, thank you, thank you. I decided to make an effort.
Well, it's
Got
certainly,
mascara all over my hand.
you look very beautiful and very autumny.
Thank you. Thank you,
Very,
thank you.
very for the season.
Well, this is my time. This is November, and I've got 5 planets in Scorpio and 3 hangers on right next to it. So I have an 8 planet stellium.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Not
What?
exactly sure what that all means, but it sounds big.
You're getting there.
Yeah, I am. I am.
It means that I have 5 planets in my own sun sign that are right next to each other in it. So that makes, if your sun in a sign makes it your sign, your strong vibe, and then so is the moon, and so is Venus, and so is Mars, and so is, I have a lot of the planets all in one spot.
I see. So that just makes it stronger and stronger.
Yes, and then the ascendant is also there, and so it goes for a span of 8 different bodies that are all next to each other, which makes me extremely intense. Who didn't know that?
I love your
November
vibe, Nikki. Love it. Love it.
was just very strong.
Well, I see our friend Audrey is on. So we have,
Hi, Audrey.
yes. Hi, Audrey. Good to see you again. I missed everybody last month.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, yeah. And so many people, they're like, oh, I hope you're okay. And I was. It was just a quick little thing. But boy, that day it hit me hard.
Yes, I
hmm
wasn't surprised, and I'm glad you did actually stop and take care of you.
Yes, yes. I got to start doing that. We all do.
Yes.
Take care of yourself
That's
always
what I
first.
wanted to talk about today is yeah,
Uh,
we all do.
all right, Mickey, you are up.
Oh,
Oh,
oh, that was quick.
yeah.
Okay, well then what I'm going to do is, as you know, while we were off and whatnot, I wrote a little thingy that I wanted to say because today is the first day that I have, well, the week that we weren't on, but today is the first day we've been on where I had actually invited anyone. I don't usually bring any friends in or relatives or anything else. This is a part of my life that's just for me. But I have a new agenda and I am being slapped on the wrist and told, stop hoarding it all to yourself. Go ahead and step out there and say, hey, this is what I'm thinking. So here goes. And I invited some people. And what I want to say to the public at large, especially on like YouTube and whatnot, now that that I'm officially saying, "Hey, I'm all about woo woo." So this is my coming out party.
Woo, woo.
And with that in mind, I wrote down a few things that were on my mind. So I'm just going to plow through them. I tried to make them very small on the screen next to us, but that's not working. I need to just put it on the page and read it. So here goes, folks.
Okay.
This is about, as I thought about what you call God and what I call all that is. And there's a reason for that. And many of you who read stuff know that that's how we refer to it. But here goes. All that is. How does that say who I am? There were many people I did not invite, but why? And to those of you that I did invite, though, then this is what I want to say. There are very, very many religious paths, and all of them are valid. I'll say that again. All religious paths are valid. To those that use them and for their own reasons, they all serve their intended purposes. Most of us embark on our physical journey with the purpose of experiencing what life on this planet is like, what it can be, and how we can best participate in it. Well, it's my belief that each of us relays information back to God, Allah, all that is, whatever you want to call it, but we report back. We report on what it's like to be here. keeping in mind that there are now almost 8 billion souls alive and reporting from the planet now. Okay, now to the main point. Simply, I am God. Does that offend you? Why? Who is at the top of your list of sacred identities? I am God because God exists. If you define God as the greatest, the biggest, the most powerful being in the universe, then I have to be God because I'm in it too. And because everything in it is God and everything in it was created by Him, then here I am, a little tiny piece of it. If God is all that is, then I am God by default, since I am within the all that you mentioned in your very definition. There isn't anything that exists that is not God. Yes, I caught that thought in the back of your head about, well, what about the devil? And what about, we'll get to that eventually. But so, since the everything and anything that exists includes me, then I am God too. I feel that God doesn't know how to be anything but God. If I can be so bold as to say, God doesn't know and follow that with anything, but He knows only how to be God. God is God. It is an all powerful being, it's one that creates. It does that only, maybe, who knows, sort of, ha ha. One can never use the word only anywhere near the word God. Take that as you like. It is the one thing, it is the idea or concept in the universe that cannot be limited. I'll say that again. It's the one thing in the whole universe that absolutely cannot be limited in any way. There are ways that humans can entertain the idea of limits, but that's part of what we signed up to do. It's part of how we design the set for this play we're in. There are ways that humans can entertain the idea of limits. I say it again. God can't, though. They have unlimited powers. Gods all are unlimited. That's how we define them. They're the top, they're the end, they're the be all, they're as far as you can go to the top. It's everything. Anyway, some of you will have grave doubts about whether you can sustain growth by being here. The fact that I or we do not find one religion bigger or more truthful nor more true than any others will bother some people because they feel their religion is the one truth. There is no one truth. Everything's true because everything's God. And only God can define what the edges are on anything that's been defined. Like the definition of the God force in the universe, truth can not be limited to one group or one time or one place in the universe. You, watch my lips, simply cannot limit God. It is an insult to even try to contemplate that. Each system of philosophy, every class of thought is a language of its own. And that's really something that you have to think about. Each system is a language of its own. And so when you're in that system, you need to speak within the language boundaries of how that's defined itself. But when you move into, but I also believe in such and such and such, then you have to be sure you understand the nomenclature or language of that system. And therefore, you can then compare, well, I like this about this one, but I don't like that. And I like this, but you have to figure yourself out as to where you stand on your beliefs. We're here working on how to use the mechanism of beliefs as it relates to manifestation. But if you don't know what your beliefs are and you never even talk to yourself in your head about it, then how are you going to work with the power when you don't even know what power you've got? Each science or religion has a language that you learn with which to share ideas. about life and its truth from within that realm. And using that realm's language, we examine our own place in life. Then we reorganize our experiences in ways that help us understand our lives every day. Every religion is perfect, perfect for those that embrace it, and for as long as they do. Once that particular way of worship is no longer adequate to express the current state of your involvement, your evolvement spiritually, then the next set of beliefs will manifest a new mode of expression. And voila, the next way to think and believe will appear. Trust me, it will. So, with that in mind, I do invite you here. I do sincerely hope that you will hang out here long enough to see what we're talking about here. I hope you gain enough information that you are blessed by our time together. And no, 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 no. I do not have all the answers. Maybe one or two, maybe. I am having a great time looking for them all, though. Welcome. I love you. I hope you stay. Thank you so much. Back to you, my dear.
Okay, well, I have to find a soundtrack that goes, yay!
You're such a nut. That's why I love you.
That was beautiful. That was
Thank you.
so beautiful. And what a way to say that we are all God.
Yeah,
And
we
while
are.
you were talking, Martin showed up. Hi, Martin.
Hi, hi,
He heard
Martin. I
he
felt
heard
him.
most of what you said.
I felt him. And Martin, I'll be glad to send you a text message with it in it if you're interested. I did write it down. I'm glad to see everybody we know, though, because those vibrations are the very bricks that I build all my experience on. The relationship with all of you, the vibrations that are feeding back to me, they feed my soul. That's the only reason I'm here. You know, that's why I love it so much. That's why when I say to you, I love you, I really do mean it. You
All right.
know,
So I'm going to read. You got a few notes here. We have one that says from
oh,
Joanna, she says, "You are beautiful, Mickey," with praying
oh,
hands.
oh, thank you, sweetheart.
She's got, I can see her. She's sitting right there. She's got this big smile on her face.
Thank you, sweetheart. I do love you. Yeah.
And Martin said, number zero, an even number, equals God. Better,
Yeah.
better than number two, even number also. And better than number one or number three, both odd numbers, or anything higher.
Yes. Oh, Martin, we have to talk. Numerology is one of my little pet things. Oh,
Is
yes,
it?
it is.
Oh,
The
these are,
meaning of
that's
numbers.
something else I'm not really versed in. So
Yes, yes.
astrology and numerology and tarot, but I
You're
am
coming along. You're
working.
coming along.
Right. I have the time in my life. I am clearing stuff in my life so that I can embrace these new things, and I am so grateful for the teachers that have come into my life to help me with this. Um,
Yeah, she's been very modest. She has dragged me kicking and screaming back into the woo woo world of tarot, which I used to teach. And I swore I would not do it again, but here we are. And
kick
so we're exploring that. Yeah.
He isn't kicking and screaming so much, people, really.
Not anymore.
No, no. We are having a lovely time chatting
Yeah.
every day and checking things out, and I love it.
Comparing decks and talking
But
about it and
but
stuff.
she gives me a lot of homework. I have memorization to do, and so she's a tough teacher.
It took me years to get fully into the tarot, but that's because you really do have to learn another language. It's the same thing with astrology, it's the same thing with higher math, it's the same thing with electricity. You learn a whole realm within which to talk, within which to share ideas. And unless you're clear about what you're saying mutually, then the idea sharing doesn't go so well.
Yes, it doesn't. I have learned that. So what you guys don't know is I would do all this like astrology stuff, looking it up and checking it out. And Mickey's like, you're going too deep. Do you really know what you're saying? No, no, I'm just looking it up and putting it in there and So I just learned the other day that I was actually born in Mercury retrograde. I mean, like, how much does that suck? No. You
And
know
you're
what?
bragging about it? Yeah, I was
My
too.
my life is and Mercury retrograde is the thing that affects me the most because it affects my speech, it affects my computers, my electronics, and
Yeah,
and I, electronics are like everything to me, that they should work smoothly. And it's been just really rough this year because
right.
and I didn't realize that with me being born under Mercury retrograde, that it affects me even stronger.
Yeah.
I thought, well, wouldn't it be nice if that would just counteract it? But oh no, it just makes it stronger.
But there are things where there are other places where you can be born where it is, and it affects you just the opposite. There are some really magical placements so
Mhm.
that no matter how bad it kicks anybody else's butt, you're sitting there laughing, going, I don't see a problem,
Yeah. Well,
but I wasn't
magically,
born under that.
so what's beautiful is I have those issues when it comes up, but there's some other sign that is looking down on me and saying, "Ah, but Kate, you know how to take care of it." And
Yeah, that's
and I
right.
usually can do that. So I work through a lot of these um,
Right.
glitches, let's say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And I can actually help other people too.
the person who goes through a lot of drama is the one who's going to get the Oscar. Okay, you can't spend your whole life in the audience remotely and think you're going to walk up on that stage and say, I want to thank so and so and so and so. It's the people who went through it. It's not just because you're in the film and you're the star. It's about all those days you were standing in the mud in the rain doing the scene. That's what you're being compensated for.
Yeah.
You didn't tell anybody you had double pneumonia after the shoot. You were just so glad to be in the film.
Right.
Okay. So
So
you
going
how you
going
take
going
it.
back to what you were saying about how our godhood and we report back to all that is our
Yeah.
experiences. And I know the group that's here really does read the Seth material. And Seth said that God wanted to create, and God, it was like being the artist without the paintbrush. And
Right.
so created all that is, and all that is reports back. Every blade of grass, every little
Yeah.
plant, every bird,
Yeah.
what is it like to soar on the breeze? And every human that has every issue reports back, and all that is learns and grows. And
Yeah. Expands.
it
Yeah.
expands. Exactly, exactly. And we're all that spark of God, right? We talked about
Yeah.
that 3 years
That's right.
ago. Yes.
Right. We are sparks from deity.
Absolutely. And it feels good. It feels
It
good.
does feel good if you concentrate on that as a possibility. We're saying it feels good because we're people who can accept the fact that there are some really great things about existence. But you will run into people who say, good, oh, life is shit, blah, 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 blah. I've been through this and I've been through this. I don't understand. Or they get upset if you're trying to talk about religion or God. Well, I know that's a bunch of crap. Well, that's been your experience. So it's harder for you to accept the fact that you wrote the script when you're standing on there in the middle of the crime drama. You don't want to admit that you wrote it was you that made you the victim. No, I didn't, but who wrote it? And then when you look at the cover of the script,
Hmm.
guess whose face is smiling back? It's your own.
And that is hard. It is hard to get to
Yes,
that
of
point, and it
course.
takes time to get to that point. When I was living some of my most difficult life, I didn't even know about any of this stuff. I felt
Right.
like I was just in a river holding my head above water, just trying to survive.
Yeah.
Now I know that I've written in every challenge, and every challenge that's been in my life has made me the woman that I am today, strong,
Right.
powerful, and independent, and that is amazing. And I see Mickey there, same thing, strong, beautiful, independent,
Yeah. Yes.
Joe, same thing. She's
Yes.
sitting here. We're very strong, independent women that we wouldn't be the same person if we didn't have every single challenge and every single survival and every single not challenge, what do I want to say? Success, Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
it's about taking responsibility. And that is a real nasty thing to ask somebody to do nowadays. No one wants to say, well, yes, I did write this and I have a reason. They don't want to explain the reason because they don't know yet.
Right.
Most people have not looked into why am I here? Why did I even create this? What was I supposed to be getting from it this time? And the biggest part, after you accept that that's who you are, guess what? The good stuff is, and you can change what you wrote.
Right.
Okay? The best word in the universe is edit.
And these are all beliefs. That's one of those
Yes,
things
you
that
can edit them
you can change your beliefs at any time. And so many of our beliefs were given to us as
by
babies.
someone else. Yes.
That, yes, by parents, by
Relatives,
religious people, relatives, politics,
bosses,
teachers, up and up, and then friends,
and
because
bullies.
bullies, yes. And you think about all the friends you had as a child, and you actually were tainted by every one of their parents'
Yes,
beliefs because they had
exactly.
them. Right.
Exactly.
So, but now here we are as adults. Well, we can say, I don't need that belief. Throw it
Right.
away.
It
We have
served
a
its
new one.
purpose.
And
It
and
served its purpose.
it did. And when we feel it right in our gut, in our solar plexus, then we know that the belief is right for us.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
And
It's
I
fine
keep
to know
saying
to say
women. I want to
shush.
say men too, because Martin is here.
Ah, yes. Yes.
We're not
Thank
singling
goodness.
out our men characters. We love them too.
Yeah, well, Martin has a very special place in this group.
In our hearts.
I'm the first to say it. Yes,
Yeah,
indeed. Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
So,
bet he's grinning and very embarrassed right now. Ha ha.
and my friend Carol Core, she is now on, and she said, aren't independent and relationship interdependent?
Say that again.
Aren't independent and relationship interdependent?
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't think so, but that's because they didn't want to examine the relationships. What you're talking about is someone who's willing to be responsible for what's going on in the relationship and also trying to save the independence of each person in it. So that's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. And, your marriage with Jack was exactly that.
Yes.
Ah, yes. And I can honestly say I probably haven't had a relationship like that. So,
It was quite mind blowing to be in a relationship where a person said to you, you can do anything you like. Well, but, no, anything. But how could I do it? Because you're who you are. I know who you are. And
mhm.
those parts of you that I don't know, I trust from the part I know that they're not going to cover certain things. I trust who you are trying to be. Well, that blew my mind because I had 28 plus 5, 33 years in previous marriages where I didn't have that. So all of a sudden, you get this magic card, this, take you anywhere card, and you've got to then redefine what you feel is who you want to be because it's all okay. You see? And so that starts a whole other dialogue inside.
Yeah. Yeah. My relationships, my marriage was very dependent,
Mm.
codependent even. So, and it wasn't a great marriage, and I virtually almost lost myself in it. So I'm so fortunate that I found this kind of teachings and belief that I'm far more independent now. Not in a relationship, but I'm independent all by myself.
Yes,
And
that's
that's
good.
good.
But
I had
that's
to
the
learn that.
independence.
Yes, I
I'm
had to
telling you.
learn that. I had never lived alone. I went from my parents' house to a husband's house to another husband's house. I just this is the first time I've ever lived alone, and it feels just delightful. It's
I
wonderful.
haven't done it in 50 years,
Hmm.
and that's really a big wake up call, let me tell you. So I'm trying to come back out now and remind myself who I was before I became us.
Yeah.
For a change, since 1967. That's how long it's been
Wow.
since I was alone. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
So for 2 years, I've been reminding myself, well, wait a minute, what did I like? What did I do when no one else had anything to do with it?
And it's so funny because it's been 2 years almost for me
Yeah.
too. A little bit less.
Yes, yes,
Little bit less, but yeah,
yes,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, my divorce became final same month Jack passed away.
yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
So,
That is
so
very amazing.
isn't it though that hey, we're in it together, girl?
Yeah, we are. Hear me, hear me.
We are. Awesome. Martin sent a little Snoopy picture with a red heart.
Oh, oh,
Yeah,
oh, Martin. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank
yeah.
you.
And we'll look at the comments. I mean, I try to watch them and I try to read them as they come up, but we definitely will overlook them when we're done and, comment. Thank you. Thank you for all of them. And anybody that's on, go ahead and say whatever you want to say. Let us know that you're there because otherwise we don't know who's watching and it's always nice to know. It is.
Yeah, it is. It's very nice.
Hmm.
It's nice being here again, though. Boy, I could tell
It,
we weren't here for a
it,
while. Oof.
I know we got a lot to say.
I can feel it. I
Yeah,
can
yeah.
feel the difference.
And
God,
and
I'm glad to be back.
it's so funny because I was so darn sick 2 weeks ago,
You
and
were?
I knew that Mickey had this prepared, and she had asked people, and I was gonna be here if I was dying.
I thought
and
we don't want
and
that.
Mickey gave me permission to say I was sick. And it's funny because I really needed that. I don't know that anyone's ever done that for me. And it meant so much to me that someone cared that much about me. Like
Well, yeah.
I've always been the one that stoic, have to go to work even though you're sick and you have to do this and
Nope.
do that. And Mickey's like, you need to take care of Kate, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And and it was such a relief. My phone is ringing. People should know better than that. It's actually my daughter. Hi, Kathy. I sent her to voicemail. So funny. And that's okay. That's an okay belief.
I wonder if Joey's watching.
Um, it's a beautiful sunny day. Probably
Maybe
not.
not. Yeah.
I think he doesn't do Facebook, so he catches the replays on
Oh, I see. On
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yep, yep,
Hmm.
exactly. Or on my website. That's nice too.
When I go back and look at it again, I look at it on YouTube.
Yeah, well, that's because I edit it nicely for YouTube.
Yes, you do. And I want to make sure that the times I watch it count, so they're
Oh,
keeping track of how many
thank
times people
you.
are tuning in. So if I'm going to tune in, I'm going to do it somewhere that counts.
Right, right. Now, if you go to speakingwithkate.com and you
Right.
watch them from there, you're still watching them from YouTube. It's just connecting in a different way.
Right. I
I
understand that.
I think I have the setup easier on my website than YouTube allows me to do. So,
Oh, I see.
yeah, because I can do very specific things on my own website. I love being a web designer. Um,
Yeah.
but on YouTube, I kind of have to follow what they lay out.
Oh,
So
yes, they are very much in control, aren't they?
that's a belief.
That's what they say. Yeah, I'm speaking as they would. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we get around that like we get around anything else we want.
Absolutely, and we can change the beliefs that are in our world. It's funny in this whole. I mean, we haven't been together for a whole month, so in that month, so much has been happening in the world, and
Yes.
I've had a lot of reactions about things that were happening over in the Middle East, and it was pointed out to me by Miss Mickey that you didn't write the script to be there, but you're putting your emotions there, and you need to do that. And I really thought about it, and I stepped back, and I can still support it, and I can still feel
Yeah.
my feelings without drowning in them, which is what I was
Hmm.
doing. And
Hmm.
I think that's part of what made me sick. I really do.
Oh,
Um,
that's interesting.
isn't it though? But again, you were right there to help me. You do a lot of guiding for me,
Oh, thank you. You do
too.
the same for me, though. You see, because I took Reiki from you. And there's a whole story about why and how that happened at the time, because I swore I was never going to take it. So Kate said, "Oh, really?" By the
Well,
way, this water I'm drinking is from a Joe cell. And one day soon, I will tell you what a Joe cell is and how everybody can have one. But this is silver water.
oh, nice. Now, is that colloidal silver?
No, it's the
Little
next
different?
step after. It's much better. It's the next step after colloidal, which means that the molecules in it are much bigger than this. This goes into the cells better.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I
Nice.
happen to know somebody who helped invent it, and they make them.
Well, do so. Put the comments in when we get this
I
up
will.
and running.
I
And
will. They're
yeah,
just about ready to go into manufacturing for everybody, for the public. But right now, you order them, one by one. So, but
no.
it's an interesting concept for
Mhm.
those who want to know about it. Read about colloidal silver first,
I
so that you understand the concept, and then you can Google what a Joe cell is. JOE.
Okay, all right. And
So,
I colloidal silver, I mean, I
yeah,
I have it in a squirt bottle, and
right,
I have a sore throat. I'll just squirt it and breathe in at the same time, and it
right.
helps a lot. Yeah.
It does. It's very, very interesting because people, kind of look down their nose about the wealthy. Oh, so you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth. Well, there was a very scientific reason for that
Yeah,
because silver kills germs.
it does.
No argument. So those who could afford it ate off of silver so that, during those times when germs were everywhere and people were dying like mad from germs,
Mhm.
then being in that group that had silver utensils, silver, the big plates that you ate on and the thing that the food was served in,
Mhm.
everything was silver. But
Right,
there
right,
was a reason why babies that little pacifier thing they get, and why they're eating off of a silver spoon. Because
right.
babies put everything in their mouths, don't they?
They,
They get
yes,
more
they
germs than the rest of us.
I remember a story that my grandmother used to tell when my mother was pregnant with me. She had really bad morning sickness. So the
Oh,
only thing she was able to keep down was scraped apple with a silver knife.
oh,
And I didn't understand it. I didn't, what the hell, I did.
ah,
Now I get the philosophy and the science behind it. But
right,
we didn't know that then, but my grandmother was born in the 1800s.
right.
Yeah, she was. Yeah.
Yeah, mine too. 1882.
Yeah, I'm not sure my exact it was either early 1900s or late 1800s, but she knew enough that the silver would
Yes,
kill any bacteria, and she would be
yes,
able to hold that down, and that's true. That's what she did for
yes.
the first 3 months of pregnancy.
That's interesting. One thing I remember when you was talking about grandmothers, my grandmother showed me a way. She and my grandfather used to be sitting on a porch, and they'd have an apple and a spoon, and you just cut a little spot on the top of the apple, or on the side rather, and you would scoop out the apple
The
so that
fun.
it was like applesauce. By the time it got to your mouth, you had scraped it,
Oh,
and it's delightful like that. It
yeah.
became a habit to eat an apple that way.
Wow, I have never tried that.
That's
But you
from
know
the
what?
old days.
We can talk a lot about grandmas. My grandmother would be the other grandmother on my father's side. She taught me how to do pendulum work, you know, but
Oh,
she didn't call it that, and I didn't get it. I've always said to people, I had no real abilities, and I never really learned things as a child. But I learned things, but I didn't know what they were until, recently I'm like putting two and two together and saying, oh my God, my grandmother taught me that. And she
what
was
did she
more,
call it?
you know what? I don't think she called it anything.
Ah,
She was Sicilian, so she would put silk thread
yeah,
and a wedding ring, and
yes,
that's how she would do her dowsing. Um,
yeah.
and
That's
I
really interesting.
I don't know that she ever really gave it a name, but then she had us girls, my sister and I, practice with thread and a needle. And
Yes,
that's what we would do. But the wedding
right.
ring worked so much better
Well, because of the gold,
because the
and
gold and the
because the
weight.
silk thread,
Yes,
silk conducts electricity.
right.
So
And
the
she did.
vibrations in the ring were
Yeah,
coming right up the
it
string.
sure was.
Yeah.
And she was really proficient at it. And
All right.
and we didn't know. We didn't know, but that was pretty awesome. Yeah.
I love um, the thing about dowsing, and the way it works and the fact that it works.
Hmm.
And then, of course, you get all these other little fields now in woo woo where you're talking about orgone energy as well, and the power of that. So there are a lot of um, invisible energies that we're now more aware of than we used to be,
Right. Now,
you know?
Oregon, that is using copper instead of silver. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But there are people who do put silver in it as well. But it's all about metal. It's about the properties of metals that we've never really explored,
And the
you know?
spiral. So it's also the,
Right. It's
you
the
know,
fact of coiling it on itself.
yes.
And that creates a certain kind of field around it. Now, scientists will tell you, any garden variety scientists will agree, there's a field around every electric cord,
Absolutely. I mean,
everyone
look
in
at
your
Tesla.
house, every cord going into the wall. But there's actually a field around that TV or PC or whatnot, and completely around that cord, all the way to the wall.
Yep.
So if you recall back in the 50s or 60s or whatever, parents used to say, don't sit so close to the TV. Because, yes, there are energies coming out of it.
Right. And most people know it as static, right?
Right,
There's that static feeling. Sometimes you'll
right.
get shocked, or sometimes your hair
Exactly.
will stand up. Right? We all remember taking that balloon and rubbing it on our hair and sticking it to the wall.
Yes, we did.
Oh my
Yes, we
God,
did.
childhood is coming back.
I've forgotten that
I
until you said
oh
it.
my gosh. We used to do that
I
at my
forgot.
grandmother's house. Like she had all these little things that she would do. She
Oh,
also
yeah.
taught us to play poker.
Yeah. Mine didn't. That was the minister and his wife. So, no, they did not teach us to play poker.
Oh,
But even though my father was a minister, he loved to dance. So he'd have me stand on his feet, and so he could dance and show me how to move my feet. But then he'd always end it by saying, and don't you tell anybody. Because, and of course, the one time I did tell somebody, he was talking to the rest of the church, to the board, and I walked up to him and pulled on his coat and said, Daddy, Daddy. And he goes, what? Just a minute, just a minute. Daddy, Daddy, what? Let's bebop. He was not happy.
oh, that is so funny. That is so
You're
funny.
supposed to know that the Reverend, he
Bebop.
dances. What? And we played cards, we played whist, which also, please don't tell me Reverend King plays cards. Oh no, that's the devil.
Now, Martin, I want to read something Martin said. He said all four of his grands were born in the 1800s. His father was born over 100 years ago, and he's going to be 60 soon. Got a ways to go. My
Ah,
God, Martin, you look 30, 35
yeah,
tops. Like,
35.
are you kidding me? 60 years old soon? That can't be.
That's amazing.
Yeah, you look great, man.
Wow. I saw a woman on TikTok today, earlier today. She's 89, and I swear to you, she looked about 32. I just sat there with my mouth open, like, hello, what the heck are you doing? Some people have it like that.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. If people saw pictures of me 10 years ago, I look younger today than I did 10 years ago.
So do I.
And again, that is a belief, and that is the
Yes,
way, and it is the way that I am living, and I am changing how I think about age.
right.
It's getting better and better every day.
Yes, I agree.
Mhm.
Yeah, 21 years of absolute bliss has had its effect on my face.
I have to answer my daughter. She needs to know that I'm okay.
Okay, I agree. Every daughter should know that.
Even though I told her
Well, tell her we all said
yesterday,
hi.
I just had to like, she's like, "What you doing?"
That's okay. That's
She's
great. She joined us in spirit, whether she
she
knows it or not.
she did. I should tell her you can see me on Facebook.
Yeah, tell her hi that we said hello and welcome.
Everyone says hi. It is so funny.
I love it.
This is gonna be one of my favorite speaking with Kate's this year.
Oh, wow.
This
Really?
it just feels so good, and it feels so fluent, and it feels so easy. Yeah, it
Yeah,
feels really nice. I really did miss everybody.
I did too.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Been
miss
a
the
very
nice,
challenging month. Very
yeah,
challenging, you
yeah.
know.
I miss the space. I miss the beautiful vibrations of when we come together and we create this nice space, especially once the meditation starts. We're all out there together in the universe, holding hands.
We
You know,
are. Yeah.
it's lovely.
It is, it is. So just a little bit because we are moving towards getting the journey done. It is new moon, so this is a
Yes.
time of clearing old stuff, and I've been clearing the house. I've been moving whole rooms around. Carol can tell you because Carol came over to my house and she helped me move furniture. We switched every room except my living room around.
I'm so jealous.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh, we just moved stuff everywhere.
I'll
Tables,
fly you both
chairs.
over and we can do it.
Oh, and I brought my mama's table, which is older than me. It's probably about 66 years old. That is now in my new dining room.
Oh,
So,
that's nice. Yeah, that's
yeah.
lovely.
So I've been clearing space in my house, which you can come over and see it, Joe, when we're done. But it is making like the feng shui feeling, like everything now is flowing so much easier. And I think I'm done for the year. I think, well, no, I'm not, because I've already said to Joey for Thanksgiving he's going to bring the Christmas tree up. So then
Yeah,
I'll decorate for Christmas. This is the first year I've got a beautiful fireplace, so I'll do the mantle, and so I'm very excited about that.
yeah, that sounds really nice.
Yes. So, but this is a time for that kind of clearing, right? We're getting ready to set our intentions for the next cycle coming up. And when we get into this journey, I'm gonna do a little bit of clearing that we haven't experienced before. This is something new, and I'm excited. I hope it works well. Um,
That sounds good.
yeah. Now, Martin says, everybody tells me that. Thank you. Yes, you're a very young looking young man. When I worked for the school system, new teachers would often stop me in the halls and threaten to punish me if I didn't get back in the class right away. Even the middle school students often thought I was one of them. LOL.
Yeah, we
I,
know. He was
yeah,
tickled about being punished.
I
Uh-huh.
know. Yeah,
What
yeah.
are you telling us, Martin?
He's very, very young looking, like crazy young. I love it. I love it. So when we go into this meditation, definitely think about things that you want to clear out of your life, out of your aura or your thought process, even your thought process, your beliefs. You might want to clear beliefs away. Wouldn't it be weird to just clear them all away and start over? just like a brand new baby that comes to earth and just start all these new beliefs that are beautiful and
I
that
like it. I
feel
like that.
right to you. You know,
But,
I listened once to Carolyn Miss.
oh,
She
yeah.
she had a meditation once, and I used this for a long time. She says, just imagine that you're born with 100 plugs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as you're born, you know, your doctor plugs you into the one that says you're a girl, you're a boy. And then, you know, and you're white or you're black or you're yellow or you're red. And then your parents plug you into, well, you're Catholic or you're Jewish or you're Christian or
Yes.
you're Muslim or whatever. And it just goes on. You're Republican, you're Democrat, you're, you know, blah 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 blah. And there's a million of them, you know. You're bad, you're good, you're, you know,
Yes.
speak, don't talk, do talk, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
All these plugs, and none of them really are yours.
Right.
They were given to you by somebody else. So things that don't resonate with you, you can unplug those plugs. And then when
Right.
you have extra plugs, then you can plug them into things that are meaningful to you.
You can reassign what the plugs are for.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And she did that in a meditation. I don't remember where it was or what it was called, but I thought, what a visual to be able to see that,
Yes.
and you could assign different tasks or names or beliefs to each plug.
I
And
just watched her on YouTube with,
uh-huh.
it's a long interview she did with Oprah, and it's
Oh,
really eye-opening.
is
I
it?
love it.
I will look it up.
I had
Maybe
not seen her before, and I like
put
it.
put the link in the bottom in the comments when we're done so that
Oh,
people
all
can
right.
look into that.
Okay.
Um, but
Yeah.
you know, all of these little tips and tricks that we give you throughout, well, it's been since January. It's almost a whole year. I'm so excited
Wow.
about that. I know. Because what you're saying about you're finally told that you don't know all this to keep it to yourself, to keep quiet about it. That was
Yeah.
the same message I got in January when I was in Egypt. It was, you
Yeah.
know, you don't know all this to keep it to yourself. You need to spread your knowledge. You need to talk about what you know. And that's why we started doing this. And I'm so grateful that Mickey agreed to be my cohort in all of this. And she's always here with me. And when she can't join us, it just isn't the same.
Oh, thank
It
you.
really isn't. I feel like a fish out of water.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Well, it's lovely. I really, really appreciate each of you out there. You don't understand, well, maybe you do, but it's hard to express how much your presence means, because although we can't see you, those of us that are more intuitive definitely pick up your presence. You
Mhm.
know, it's like while I was reading the statement earlier and I felt Martin come in. You know, I couldn't understand why I had such a strong impression of Martin's face. And then afterwards you said, oh, and Martin's come in. I thought, oh, okay, now I understand.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Now, Joanna just put a note in here. She said Mickey sent her a message yesterday about
Yeah.
someone out there is manifesting for you, and
Mm-hmm.
she's wondering whom.
Ha 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 ha.
Well, that's an interesting topic all by itself.
Yeah. Yeah. I did promise I would
Okay.
explain to her what I was saying. It's a meme that I got from another site that I love, and we'll talk about that site another day. But there's awakening to oneness, and it's lovely. Um, but it shows a couple sitting on a log looking out at a seaside or a lake or whatnot in the dusk in the evening. And the thing is saying, well, just think, somebody's manifesting you right now. Now, that goes back to the thing Seth is saying about how we create our own reality, but we're only creating our own. And yet each person is creating their own. Now, in order for you to have other people in your life, somewhere you agree that they would have this script and you would have this script, but of course you wrote yourself the leading role in your own. And people have varying other roles that are either co-star or crowd scene, or just someone who was in a restaurant you walked into, there were agreements for absolutely every spiritual entity that's ever in your life. So the idea of the meme is just think someone else is creating you, manifesting you into their life, just like you manifested them. If you're a cousin, or you might be my pet, I manifested for a certain kind of pet, a series of them over the course of my life. But they manifested me as an owner. You see? So it's speaking to the fact that we are all manifesting. Now we're here because we're trying to learn, how did I do it? And can I control it? And, hey, what do I do to make it do what I want it to do? But the deal is, you're manifesting or you wouldn't be here asking.
All right. I want to interject something here. And
Yeah.
this is a story that you told some 3 years ago
Oh,
about
God.
manifesting. So Mickey was manifesting a partner. And she wrote
Oh,
on a
God.
tablet, what, 4 pages of
12,
desires, of wants,
12 pages,
12 pages. Okay, 12 pages. Now, this person came into her life that
22 days later.
fit every single one, but he turned around and said he was also manifesting her.
Yeah.
So when soulmates come together and they're manifesting each other and they actually find each other,
Yes.
that's magic.
It was magic. It is
It,
magic.
it is magic, and that was Jack, and
Yes.
we met Jack. He was on some of our speaking or Seth talks. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and again, that was someone who had a very small role in that particular reality, because all you ever see of Jack was his foot behind me
Yep,
on the sofa.
that's
He
true.
was
Yep,
this very sofa I'm sitting on.
yep,
He'd
that is
have his
true.
foot up here on the side. That's all you
And he would
see.
wiggle it, and
Whenever you mention him, he wiggle his foot
yep,
and
for
say
sure.
hi.
But he was there, and what a wonderful man he was. Yeah, is.
The the story of how it happened is a really good illustration of how to manifest.
Yes.
And I knew a very, very accomplished spiritual person at the time who was teaching me. And she said, "Hey, everybody, get over here because tomorrow I'm going to have a little ceremony where everybody's allowed to ask for what they want and they're going to get it. So think about it and come tomorrow prepared to ask for what you want." And I, being the greedy little super Scorpio that I am, of course, I had a long list of stuff. I wanted a certain partner, but I wrote everything from his occupation to his race to his financial status to a whole lot of other little things about him. And it's interesting because exactly 22 days later, he came into a room I was in on the internet and said, "Hi, can I tell you something?" And that was that. That was the beginning of it. We talked for days, every day after that. And he said, "Can I come over and meet you?" So he came from another continent to make that connection. And as soon as he got there, we both knew the moment he came through the airport door. He said, "Oh, I'm not meeting you for the first time. I feel like I know you. I know that sounds stupid." I says, "No, I feel the same way." He said, "I feel as if we knew each other, we're married, and I was away out of town, and now I'm back."
Wow.
So that's how it was from a previous incarnation, or however many hundreds of them we've had. We used to talk about that. We were aware that we had agreed to meet. If we haven't already met each other by a certain point, we knew there had been hundreds of years, but we didn't know how long or what the previous was. But we agreed to meet. Now, that's the biggest commercial for manifesting I ever saw.
It
You
is.
know, those pieces of paper that we turned in that day, everybody laughed at me. "Oh God, you got what's with all these pieces of paper? What are you doing?" I'm the only one who had more than one piece of paper, but I got exactly what I
Beautiful.
asked. Be
Very,
specific.
very beautiful. Joanna is sitting over here with a big smile on her face, and she's just going,
Okay, we can all do that. I mean, it's really, 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 trust me, it works.
it does work.
But you got to get out of your own way.
You do, and you have to change the beliefs that you are limited, right? Mickey talked about that in the very beginning. You cannot limit God. If we are sparks of God, we have that same ability.
Yes,
But community, parents, school has limited us, saying that we're insignificant even.
right.
And we're not. We
It's
are
an insult to think that
limitless.
you're as big as
It is.
God. I mean,
Yeah.
look, no, you're
So,
wrong.
so wherever that plug is that you have that says you have a limit, just pull that sucker out of the wall.
That's right. That's
Limitless.
right.
Joe's doing
And
it. She's
all the
pulling it
little
out.
plugs that were attached to it.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah. So we are limitless beings. Martin says it works.
yeah, it does. It
It does. It
does.
does. And, with a good heart, it was a desire that, was good, Yeah.
Yeah,
It was beautiful. And it was co-creation, I find, is the hardest part of manifesting. But
yeah,
you guys co-created exactly perfectly together.
yeah.
Even
And we
though you
both
were
had, we were the third marriage for each of us.
right. And even though there was a Atlantic Ocean between you, it didn't
Right.
matter. It didn't
No,
matter.
no. I had been married 28 years. He had been married 28 years. And us and our spouses agreed that, oh, this is what's supposed to be. And that's what it is.
Hmm. Yeah,
Okay. So it's a very complicated drama, but it worked.
it did. So,
It worked.
so we all can do that,
Yeah.
all of us. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So we want to clear out cobwebs from our head, clear out whatever junk we have, pull those plugs out, and just start fresh with beautiful thoughts of what you want your life to be. This is the best time to do it. Tomorrow, I don't know if I said what time it is. I don't remember right now. I'll put it in the notes below, but new moon is actually tomorrow morning, I think.
Mhm. Well,
Tomorrow.
it's active on either side of the actual exactness.
Right. So
It's
this is the best time leading up to it, right?
right. This is the
Once
peak of when it's
once
exact.
it peaks, then you're starting down the other side. So
Right.
we're at the pinnacle.
Right. But the thing is, today, as we begin to clear out again, as we begin to start setting up another list of what we want. No, first of all, you can simply re-inject energy into whatever you had last time that may not have developed yet. Just don't be upset about it. Just say, I know you're working on this. Here's some more energy, and shoot some
Mhm.
energy. Literally picture uh, a needle, and inject that idea with more energy when you're
Nice.
in your lab. But the
Mhm.
other thing is, when you get in there, sometime, if whether it's today or another time you're in there, take the time to look at the screen and say, I may not have remembered to do this before, but I actually give you permission to have anything you feel you need. Anything you want in this life, you have permission from your higher self. All of them. That's what they want you to do. So don't hold it back. It's all about going to the lab and learning how to put anything you want in there. And it's yours. It doesn't matter how somebody else feels about whether or not that was a good idea. It wasn't their lab. It's not their idea.
Mhm. That's right.
So give yourself permission.
Right. And create anything you want in your lab. It's yours. Nobody knows what's in there. Nobody knows what you do. That is your place to take care of you. That is your place for self-love and for creation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can even put in that, well, I may have been having some challenges, but tomorrow morning when I get up, I'm going to feel better.
True.
And watch and see how you feel when you open your eyes tomorrow.
Yep. Yes, yes,
It
yes.
can keep happening.
And
You can
and
do that every
yeah.
day.
And something that, I encourage everybody to do this, and not just when you're in the lab, but every time you are in front of a mirror, just
Yeah,
look into your own eyes and say, I love you.
yeah,
You're beautiful.
yes,
You're doing amazing work. Wonderful things are coming to you. And look into your eyes and
yes.
say those words.
There's an exercise, I don't remember if it's Bert or if it's Jose Silva, but one of the two of them had us, you sit and you look in a mirror and you don't look away. And you sit there and you continuously look in your own eyes. And there is a point where everything around you disappears and you are connected to the universe back through your own eyes. Literally, you actually start to see all kinds of things about the other side. You're looking from here out, and it's an amazing experience. You
Beautiful.
connect with your spirit.
And so much of this work is done individually with you,
Yes.
looking in a mirror, and and it's easy. You don't need any props, you don't need any tools, you don't need to be any special place. You could be in a bathroom, you could be in a bedroom, you can be walking in front of a mirror in front of a store and just look at yourself and say,
Right.
God, I love you.
Right.
Yeah, wherever you are.
One of my favorite pictures that I've ever taken in my life, well, a friend of ours who was with us took it, but it's a picture of me and my ex-husband walking down the street in New York, and we were at the height of being hippies, and we got on the bell bottoms and the halter tops and the whole bit, the dark shades. We were New Yorkers.
Afros.
We were
Yeah.
hippies.
Uh-huh.
And everybody loves the picture, but it was taken in a store window.
You can't tell that.
Actually, yeah,
It's
it's
beautiful.
actually a reflection in a store window.
Yeah.
And our play brother, his good friend and my play brother, turned around and says, "Oh, I got to get that," and snapped the picture. But it's a reflection.
Yeah. It's a
It's a
reflection
reflection.
of you. And
And
that's
those
the
times,
whole, yes,
you
yes.
captured the moment. Yeah.
Right. Right.
So
Beautiful.
look in your own eyes, you find a lot in there.
Yeah. Because you're all beautiful. All of you.
Yeah, of course you'll find a lot in there because you're looking into the eyes of all it is.
God. Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah.
That starts to become evident after a couple of seconds. You sit there and you just don't look away. Just keep looking into the eyes on the mirror. It's amazing.
They say the eyes are the window to the soul,
They
right?
are. They
And
are.
they are. And the soul is all that is. Yeah.
I agree. I think so.
Absolutely. All right, people, are we ready to meditate? Journey.
Okay.
All right, let's get to this because we have already talked for an hour and 5 minutes.
Oh,
I know. I, I know. We missed you guys. I said we had a lot to say. We did. We covered a lot of grounds. Okay. So, Miss Mickey, you and I both need to stop our video so that I can put the little candle up and we can go ahead and meditate. So, everybody get very comfortable. There you
there you
go.
go. Candle.
Light the candle. All right. So, get very comfortable. Sit back. I just want everybody to just relax and let's just take a couple of deep breaths in through our nose and out through our mouth. And one more. Good. Know that every time you take a deep, deep breath, you do go deeper and deeper within yourself. And by taking these deep breaths together, it connects us with our energies to each other in this group as we're in this beautiful circle, loving circle of similar souls. I feel so good. So I would like for us to do the 3 to 1 count that we're so used to doing. So it'll be on an inhale, and on the exhale, you want to do 3, 3, 3. Okay, so let's do that together. Inhale, 3, 3, 3. Inhale again, 2, 2, 2. And another time, 1, 1, 1. And each time we do this, we go to a deeper, a more calmer peace of mind place to be. And I would like for you to use your imagination and visualize, see a staircase. This staircase goes down to your heart space. There's 10 steps. There's a beautiful wooden rail that you can hold on to on the right side. And we're just going to walk down these steps one by one. And I'll count you down from step 1, or 10, I'm so sorry. 10, 9, 8, going deeper and deeper. 7, 6, 5, deeper and deeper. 4, 3, deeper still. 2, 1. We are now at the deepest level in the middle of our heart space. And we just stepped into our meditation room. There's our fire. To the right is our quantum jumping door. To the right of that is our elevator. And then looking to the left is the door that goes to our lab. So let's go into our lab at this point. So we walk through the meditation room, and you can, notice what's there. If you're new, you can decorate this any way you like. Mine has a couch, and there's a big window that looks out onto the forest, and there's a fireplace. And this space is warm and cozy, and I can come down here anytime I like, just to journey, just to meditate, or just to take a nap. But let's go in to the left and go through our lab door. And the first thing I'd like for you to do is to sit down at your big chair in front of your 2 screens. The screen to the right is your creation screen, and the screen to your left is your deletion screen. So I would like for you to pull the beautiful velvet coverings off. Right? They're covered in beautiful velvet. And your screens automatically turn on. So your creation screen is there. And I would like for you to look into the screen and see your image, right? Your camera's turned on. And this is your image of you. Look into those eyes and say, I love you. Just gaze into your eyes. And feel the love for all that is, as you are that, and that, and all of that. Feel the love that is just welling up in your heart for all that you are and all that you can be, your unlimited self. Now in this lab, we have created a healing table, we have refrigerators, we have file cabinets. There is all kinds of stuff in here. What we haven't created yet, we're going to create today. And if you walk past the healing table, there's just like a little booth. Kind of looks like a little telephone booth, an old-fashioned telephone booth. And this is going to be our clearing shower, right? So I would like for you to step into this booth and close the door. And I'm going to have you feel this air, and it's going to feel like a tornado, and it's going spinning around you and around you, spinning around your auric field, and you can feel your hair blowing. You can feel your clothes kind of billowing and shifting. And this energy, this air blowing around you is just clearing your energy field of anything that you want gone. It's clearing all negative thoughts, negative feelings, any issues that you have with yourself or other people. It's just blowing it all away. And know that you can come in here and have this energetic air shower anytime you need to clear yourself of things that don't belong to you. Now, if you have any thoughts, any issues, any negative feelings that are inside of you, just blow them out and know that this air bath, this air shower will just clear them away. So all you have to do is think about releasing whatever it is you want to release, and then just blow it out, and then allow your shower to take it away. Stay in here as long as you like. And when you're done with this, you can leave the shower area and come out and just lay on your healing table for a little while. So I'm going to give you a few moments to just finish up in your clearing shower, and I'll meet you on the healing table. Now, lying down on your healing table, this is a place where all healing takes place. You can use your hands, or you can ask your guides to join you here. And this is a place where you can go through physical healing. If you have an ache or a pain anywhere in your body, you can place your hands on it, or you could ask your beings, your guides, to be there and work with you and allow them to put their hands on you. But again, you say that, you desire this, that you give permission for your body to be pain-free. You give permission for your body to be healthy. You give permission for your body to be strong. You give permission for your body to be young. Now I want to give you a few moments here and work on your healing. Strength, beauty, peace, calmness. Now also know that everything you need is within an arm's reach. Your refrigerator, your cabinets. So if there's something that you have created, a happy pill, a youth pill, a pain-free elixir, anything that you have created or you're creating right now is within your reach. This is the time to use all of those tools, and this is a time to heal yourself. So we are clearing and healing our bodies, our minds, and our souls, getting ready for the manifesting that shall be coming up. So let's take just a few more moments. I don't want to rush anybody. Now that's beautiful. And if you haven't finished, know that you can come back later. But for now, let's sit up just gently and easily. Just dangle your feet over the edge of the bed. Maybe have a little bit of cool, beautiful water. And when you feel ready, you can stand up and walk back over to your creation screens. Sit at your desk. Now here is where we're going to start manifesting our perfect life. Whatever we want to manifest, even if it's something that we have manifested in the past, we're just going to recreate it again, the final result. We're going to recreate exactly what we want on our creation screen. Now, if your creation doesn't quite feel right, you can just swipe left, push it right over to the next screen and your deletion screen, and then start over again. So let's take, I don't know, about 5 minutes maybe. And and we want to create our perfect life in every way. I want you to be able to see it on the screen, feel it in your heart, maybe even hear the sounds, smell the smells, taste the taste. Right? Maybe in your perfect life you want to be having a lobster tail dinner soaked in butter. Feel how that feels on your tongue, taste and the smell. Involve all of your senses to make it as real as possible. And imagine it on your creation screen. And when you have it perfect, just set the dial that you're keeping this one. But if you don't want to keep that one, just again, swipe left, create a new one, right? This is our creation. We can create and we can also delete anything we want. Now I'm going to be quiet for a while so that you can manifest your perfect life. So don't forget to dial it in and save your creation. And when you're ready, you can put the velvet covers back over your screens. And when you're ready, join me back in the meditation room. We're going to stand in front of the quantum door. Okay, waiting for just a few stragglers. All right, we're all here in front of the quantum door. Now, I would like for you to set your intention that on the other side of this door, we're all going to meet and we're going to talk about how wonderful our perfect life really is. And we're going to share this with each other. What a happy meeting this is going to be. So the quantum door opens out, and I'm going to count to 3. And when I get to 3, the door will be open. 1, 2, the door is starting to open. 3, it is open. Now you can walk through, jump through, fly through, step through, whatever you want. And we're going to join each other on the little lawn right there. We don't have to go far. And we're just going to share with each other, talking about what we just created, our most perfect manifestation, our perfect life. And as you're speaking and telling one of us what your perfect life was like, we're also going to listen to each other. We're all going to have time to speak what we just created and listen to what each person created. So again, I'm going to give us time to share this when we speak it. Our words are so powerful. We've done the creation. Now we're going to tell about the creation. And each one of us will be heard. Again, I'll give you about 5 minutes for this. Wow. Everybody has such a wonderful, wonderful life. I love each and every one of you. Now it's time to go back into the meditation room, going through the quantum door. And as soon as you get into the meditation room, the quantum door closes. Now, while in this room, contemplate what just happened. We've all gathered together and shared our stories, shared our deepest dreams, thoughts, manifestations. We have cleared all toxicity out of our bodies, out of our auras. It's all cleared away. We have healed our body, our mind, our spirit. And we thank our guides for being with us, taking care of us, healing us. We have such gratitude for our creation screen and our deletion screen. And the love that we have for ourselves is growing stronger and stronger every day. And I have gratitude that each one of you shows up for yourselves. And that you allow me to share my thoughts, my journeys with you. I'm so grateful for all of you. Now let's take a couple of deep breaths in and out. In again and out. And now start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Stretch a little bit. Coming back to the room and opening your eyes. Being present once again. And let me pull up a swak. Well, that was deep and nice and refreshing. Jo is rubbing her eyes. So I want to welcome everybody back. And I want everybody to have some water, just really stretch and come back. I think we were pretty far out there. Hi, Mickey. I see you.
I can't see you because my eyes aren't open.
I see you. Oh, well.
Oh
I
my
know.
God.
Jo is over here and she's rubbing them. Woo! Woo, woo. All right.
I was gone.
Yeah, that was kind of beautiful. We didn't go very far, but it was deep.
I was gone like that. Jesus.
Lovely. Lovely.
I scrambled to get that.
Well, I just want to make sure that everybody comes back and you're very grounded before you go out or get in a car. Right?
Yeah.
That's important,
I
that.
wouldn't ride with me right now.
No, I can see that. Jo shouldn't yet either, Yeah. You have drink, but you can grab water if you want. So water helps to ground us, but just talking does too. So if anybody wants to, good. If anybody wants to share, Do you want to type your stuff or? Yeah. Wow, your eyes still aren't open, girl.
Let's sit. Just sit.
That's all right. We can just sit. We can just be quiet. Um,
My goodness. Where am I?
so I don't know who's left on Facebook. If you guys could all give me a little notification that you're there, that you're okay. So I can only see that two people are on right now.
That's all I see.
And so one of them is Joe, and the other one might very well be me. So
Really?
Martin, Carol, and Audrey, I saw that they were on before.
Mm-hmm.
Terry.
Terry, nice.
Terry
That was really, really, really deep.
It felt really important to do the clearing
Yes.
and the healing
Yeah.
before the manifesting.
And I really noted the difference and loved it and went with it. And those are stuff. That was interesting. When we were doing the part about healing, I was picturing me healed, and yet I kept having this one spot that wasn't right. And I kept going over it and over and over it. And so finally, one of my higher selves said, well, here, let me just block that for you. And they put up like a backdrop like you get on Zoom, where you have
Oh,
a
yeah.
pretend backdrop. We'll make it look the way it should look. And even though it's not created manifest yet, this is the picture of how you want it to be. So all the illnesses I have, all the different little, health quirks was shown to me as perfect. And okay, so instead of seeing the reality of the now, we will show you what you're going toward and what will come. So that's what I was shown
Perfect.
instead of what I knew. Like in the case of a knee, for instance, instead of seeing it all red and inflamed and the terror of what was going on in that knee, the joint, they put a picture of an absolutely perfect knee over it.
Beautiful.
So that's all I could see.
And that's the part of manifesting that, we don't need to know all the little quirky things
Right.
how to get there, just the perfection at the end. Yeah.
Right.
So Audrey is still with us. She said, I needed this. Thank you. Audrey, thank you. Thank you for always showing up for Mickey and I and for yourself.
Yeah.
Blessings. Yeah.
Thank you, sweetheart. Gosh, I love you.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Nice. That
Feels
was really, really nice. It was a lot of work internally. It didn't feel, quote, like a lot of work, but it was a lot done in that time. That time was very effective.
Yeah. And it was, I mean, I
The
gave
energy
it.
was different. The energy was stronger. And I tell you what I did. I put a sleep mask over my face so that none of the light in the room was actually changing the way my closed eyes look to me. If you're in a room that has lights on anywhere in it, it's different than if you have closed off because the eye actually sees a lot of light through the lid.
It absolutely does. Yeah.
Okay, so I discovered that if I close that off, I go very, very deep.
Mm-hmm.
Because once, even if you go into a meditation with lights in the room, there's a point in the meditation where you're no longer aware of anything in the physical.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever impression you have of the light in the room or this or that, it goes away. So to speed that part up so that I could get deeper faster, then I went to the part where I'm not aware of
Yeah.
any light.
Nice. Nice. That's a really good tip maybe you all that come here on a regular basis have something like that, or even just a scarf, just something to close it off.
Yeah,
And
it
that
makes
may
a very
help.
difference.
Nice. Very nice. Audrey sent a heart. Love you, Audrey.
Thank you, sweetheart. Love you too.
Yeah, yeah.
My neighbors decided to play fireworks. That was cute.
Oh, well, I didn't hear it.
It was right at the point when you said that the healing was done and that blah, 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 blah,
Oh,
blah. And then bing, all the fireworks went off. I said, oh, timing is a trip.
wow. And maybe we manifested that.
Hey,
Hey is right.
oh, a bunch of fireworks.
Awesome. Awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, Mickey, would you like to say anything more to your guests?
Well, those of you who have joined us, I'm just so glad that you have. And I look forward to talking to you about it later. You know, uh, I'm just grateful. I'm grateful that I was able to do the work to allow me to be in a space where I could do that, to make the invites, because that's a big threshold for me. So thank you to whomever is there, you know, the Audreys and the Joes and the Martins and everybody, Terry, so forth. I feel the same about all of you. You really contributed to my growth, and I'm so grateful. I'm just so grateful. Thank you for being in my little play.
I love it. Like we've all manifested each other. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
I love that thought. That was like the most beautiful little meme. And maybe you could post it in the comments below so other people could see
Okay.
it if they didn't notice it. Yeah. But our normal people, Carol, Joanne, she almost always even physically gets herself here, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
she's here, and Audrey and Martin and Terry. I mean, God, I love you all, everybody that shows up, and my Mickey, thank you, thank you, thank you for being with me.
Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you so much, Kate. You know, speaking with Kate is a pleasure.
Yeah, I kind of like it. Speaking,
Hmm.
oh, Joe just said speaking with Kate and Mickey.
Yeah,
I
it's
may
a
have to buy
groove.
another website. I don't know.
It's a groove, baby. It's a groove.
Audrey says, I love you guys with a heart.
No, thank you,
We
sweetie.
feel the same way. Yeah.
Yeah, we do. We've been doing this a while, haven't we?
Well, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
who knew that first time that I looked up and saw Audrey and Martin and all everybody else? It just, boy, we've come a long way.
We have been. Yeah.
It tickles
We've
me.
we've come a very long way, and we're quite the group, and I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah.
And not everybody follows the Seth material, but I just find that between Seth and Bert, they're amazing teachers.
I've gotten very interested in Elias now as
Oh,
well. I knew about it, but I hadn't ever really looked into it. So I do enjoy it. I'm learning to
okay.
take a look at it. It goes very well with all the Seth stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
So
I
it's
I have not
interesting.
heard that.
It mentions Seth. It has discussions where,
Similar.
yeah. No,
Okay.
I mean it actually mentions Seth.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. So it's
Um,
very,
I want to read what Martin says.
yeah.
Saw myself living in what I would call spring green estates. Year
Wow.
round, cool spring, sunny weather, and breezes, like a retirement center. But everyone looked like 25 to 30. Spacious, no doors anywhere, outside or inside. Oh, hold on a second. I need to see more. Okay. No need for them or locks. Lots
Oh,
of big open windows out onto beautiful patios all around, and forests of trees and flowers and lakes surrounding on all sides.
good.
Birds singing, butterflies, and laughter.
Oh.
Aw. Joanna says, I'm going with you.
We're coming.
Oh, I think Martin's going to be busy there.
Gonna be our tour guide.
That's right. He's going to have all kinds of visitors. I love it. I love it, Martin.
That's nice.
Audrey
That's
says, I'm in.
hey, we'll be there. We'll be
That's
there.
right. Yes. Oh, I love it. I love it. And really, Martin lives in a place that really feels like that. Right?
Oh, okay.
It's although it gets very cold where he lives in the wintertime.
Yes. And he loves the cold. I remember that.
Martin lives in South Dakota.
Oh
He
yeah,
loves the cold and the snow and all of that stuff.
He
I can
loves the
even think
snow.
about it.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
yeah.
get chilblains just talking about it.
I know, I know. Me too. That's why I wear turtlenecks, you know.
Yeah.
I try to keep all the cold away from me.
Oh my goodness.
Ah, wow. I feel grounded now. Thank you, Martin.
Yes.
Yeah, that was very
That's
helpful.
great stuff.
It was.
Oh,
It was.
nice. Very nice.
Well, here it is. It is 3:15. We've been on here for almost 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
Is that
That
true?
works.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, time
Woo.
flies by when you're having fun and you're with good friends, and that's
Yeah.
how I feel about all of you.
Yes,
I love it. And it's hard to say goodbye, you know? So,
Yes.
yeah, it's not really goodbye, you know? And you guys can reach out at any time to Mickey or I, really, you know, on Facebook or if you put comments in either the YouTube or in the Facebook stuff. You know,
Right.
we go back and we see the notes,
Yes.
and we'll respond, especially if there's new people watching that want more information. You know, we're more than happy to. We love talking about this stuff.
So true.
It
Your
is.
fault.
We love it. We love it. It's happy.
Why
It
you
makes us
shut us
happy.
up?
Yeah. Well, 2 hours later, really?
Well, it's like when you and I get on the phone each day and we're like, well, just one moment, and then we're there and there and there and there.
'Cause
Yeah.
there's so much. I mean, this is an infinite wealth of information that
Yes,
keeps
it is.
flooding to us and that we have and we share. Um, Martin said mid-November here in wintry South Dakota, but right now it's a sunny 60. Maybe
Ooh.
I'm already manifesting it. Martin, you think?
60. Wow.
Well,
That's more than
is it?
here.
I don't know what it is here. Let me
It's
look.
not 60 here.
Oh, it's only 40 here today. It's chilly here, but
Maybe
I
about
I
that.
mean, you know, I've got the fireplace going. I'm in the healing room. Right. So my computer is actually sitting on my physical healing table.
Oh,
So right. So all of the energy of my table is just into the computer and going out to all of you. I
okay.
love
Yes.
it.
That
Love
is
it.
the
Love it. All righty. Well, we will be back in about 2 weeks, and I'm so grateful for you guys that show up. Are we going to be back probably after Thanksgiving, right? Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
What day is Thanksgiving? What date of the month is it? You know,
Oh,
it's the
that's right. You're in another country.
third over here.
I forget about that.
I have an American daughter-in-law, and she's coming by, and we're going to act like we're in America.
Thanksgiving is the 23rd, and
Okay.
I
After my
think
birthday.
we are going to full moon is the 27th.
Thanksgiving is the 23rd.
Yeah.
Oh dear,
Yes.
that's faster than I thought.
It's a
Ooh,
week. It's a week from this Thursday. A week from Thursday. So it's week and a half
Okay.
away.
Oh,
Uh,
silly me. I'm looking at the clock instead of the calendar, and it's saying 2018, and I'm going, 20? Oh, and it's on the 23rd. I've only got 3 days. I better get all my
oh
stuff.
gosh.
I'm
Okay,
looking
Mickey.
at the clock.
You need to have more water and take some deep breaths. Wiggle your fingers and toes.
Gosh, oh, that feels much better. Oh my God, I have to make dressing.
Not yet. We have time. Oh, that
I
is so
have the
funny.
mussels and I have the
I love it.
sausage and stuff.
And you know what? When you look in that mirror too, laugh. You know,
Yes,
look in
exactly.
that mirror. I love you and laugh and have a good
Yeah.
time because you are your own best friend.
Yes, you are.
Yeah,
Well, becoming more and more so with
we
each
are.
conversation. Yes.
Yes, we are. So
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing everybody in 2 weeks. And God, I love all of you guys, and I miss when we're not together.
Yes, it's very nice. We got loads of stuff up our sleeve. So
We
you all get ready.
do.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do. Of course, it usually comes up our sleeve the day of. I
Well, as long as it arrives, that's fine.
I trust that it arrives every time, and it has not failed me yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it. So take care, everybody. I love you all. See you on Facebook. Bye bye.
Heidi.